finals in the 1 mile. We have another very full field of 24 athletes looking to take to the line. And as we mentioned, already some fast times being thrown down. Time to beat Ava Wells, 5:10.93. And it does appear as though we have a scratch in this section. Maya Gonzalez will not be starting. So we have 23 very quick runners on track.
And something we've seen in these heats, Kate, is one lone athlete decides to take it out there. I wouldn't even say way too hard because you have to commend it. I love it when an athlete runs gutsy. It's just about how well you can maintain it, obviously. But maybe these athletes have learned from it. Maybe deciding to sit in the 3rd or maybe 4th position right in striking distance might be where the money is.
Well, right now it is Marcellus on the inside leading things out during this 2-alley start. An advantage, you know, in a weird way, this is sort of like a 400 where you start in lanes, you have to sort of gauge where everyone is around you, and then you come to the cut-in and then make some good decisions. You want to make sure you don't get caught up in that traffic, and it is going to continue to be that is Berkeley Marcellus. And now it is Hacker who is moving into the lead. And just behind her, Grace Love. So Marcellus and Love, Lillian Higgins pulling up 3rd. 73 seconds for that opening lap, so a little slower than we've seen, but I think this is more measured, Serenity.
No, I think so too. And you mentioned before the break. You have to do it strategically, and you do not do it as aggressive as you think. It's not like we hit the cones and immediately you're into lane 1. No, you have to do it gradually, and you kind of have to accelerate when you're about to start getting over. And these ladies, Marcellus and Love, are just right up on each other, kind of using each other to pace.
So Grace Love now moves into the lead just past the 600-meter mark. Love has bided her time and felt out the field, and now she decides she wants to take charge. It is Love up front, just ahead of Marcellus, Higgins, and Brazel. And a little bit of daylight now forming between our leading trio and the rest of the field, but all these girls truly still in contention. Grace Love, she's out of Bethesda, Maryland. She is an 8th grader. She's coming up on the halfway mark of this race. They were 73 to open. They are 2:32 unofficially at the halfway mark, so that was a significant slowdown in pace, and that's what you're seeing, Serenity. Athletes running all the way out in, again, what is technically lane 5, but really lane 2 on this track.
Yeah, and I have to speak about Flannery O'Daniel in the blue bottoms and white top. She is stuck on that inside, and I can tell she's trying to make a move. But being boxed in is not the way to go. I'm sure she's hoping that the field opens up just a little bit, but she's in a good spot right now, sitting in 3rd.
Just over 600 meters remain for these girls. They are tightly bunched. There are 9 in that leading pack, meaning that things are going to likely split apart soon here. Lots of work being done up front, where hip number 4 Marcellus has traded leads back and forth with Love and others, but as they make the turn into the final straightaway, it is Berkeley Marcellus, again from right here in Pennsylvania, the 8th grader, in charge of this race. They are going to hit the bell, and it is still anyone's run. Things have slowed again a little bit, and they're going to hear that bell at about 3:53 on the clock.
And like I said, O'Daniel is just trying to find her footing, still sitting in 3rd. And she may have gotten a little bit too caught up with them, but as the field is opening up, she's no longer boxed in, so now she's trying to figure out at which point do I strike.
Emma Genovese into the lead now. The tall athlete starting to show a little bit of strain on her face, but Marcellus copying every move. Marcellus now trying to make the pass, but she is forced to the outside. And Genevieve doing a great job of not giving up a stride. Now it is Marcellus retaking the dominant position. Marcellus pulling away with just over 150 to go. She is eating up track with every step. It is O'Daniel, as you mentioned earlier, who is making some good moves as well, trying to get back up in contention. And here comes O'Daniel with the late surge, a giant push down the home stretch. And there is no response from Genevieve. This is going to be a fabulous performance by Flannery O'Daniel out of Arkansas. She takes section number 3 in 5:05.90 with a 72-second final lap, and that is going to move her into the lead in the compiled results.
A great run from O'Daniel. Like I said, she was just in that inside lane. She was boxed in, and I'm sure that was a very frustrating run for her, trying to figure out, like, okay, can I pass from the inside? Can I pass from the outside? Where do I go? But she did not give up. Once she saw that Marcellus started to fade a little bit, that's when she went ahead and struck. Fantastic run for her, and we're starting to inch closer to the meet record, Kate.
We are, and it is definitely under threat, that meet record. As a reminder, Caitlin Estep from 2 years ago ran 5:01.50.
And like we mentioned, like, this is the new start for them. There's 20-something athletes, 23 athletes, 24 athletes, and she was able to break out of that bunch, being one of the shorter athletes at it as well. But as these sections just continue to get faster and faster, I'm excited to see what's to come, Kate.
Well, that sets us up very well, Serenity, for the final middle school girls mile of the night. There you see the results: 5:05.90, 5:06.75 for Marcellus, 5:06.99 for Chu. And those are going to be your top 3 times in the compiled results heading into our